Keep new Good afternoon. Welcome to the Wyatt Live 1 p.m. conversation show, whatever you want to call us. I'm gonna need some energy. It is Monday. I've been up. Of course, y'all know I get up pretty early, and ever since I got up this morning, I've been pretty much at it, and it's been nonstop. And here I am. I'm still gonna go. We're gonna give it a minute. We're gonna give it some time. Let me get here. Let me let me let me get let me get in the mood. Let me get here. And I'll be honest with you. I'll be totally honest with you. This just came to my brain. Generally, let's do a sound check. We okay on the sound? Are we okay with the sound? Been about that check. Now you fire. You fire, bro. Are we okay with the sound? David Herring, check me in if you don't mind. Cap, glasses, towel, mug, hoodie. Let's go. No hoodie today, but sweatshirt. Feel you. Yeah, I'm gonna give me a second. Give me a minute. Give me a second. Just give me one second. Let me get where I need to be in my frame of mind. What generally does that for me? Let's see here. Somebody give it to me. What generally gets me where I need? Thank you. Crystal Hawkins says the sound is good. Stephanie Hyde, what's up, cuz? She says sound is good. Mike sounds nice. Thank you, Donna. Couple things I'm gonna talk about today. Not much, but I'm gonna just talk about a couple things that hit my brain. But what I was about to say before, I know I kind of veered off on it, is generally when I have a show prepared, or I'm gonna really go in on this, I'm gonna really go in on that. I sometimes don't have a good show, a good opportunity. I don't, because I'm too far ahead of the situation. Thank you, Jason Dockery. I'm too ahead of the situation. I got all prepared. And when I don't feel like it, or when I need to go get that extra push, I tend to have my best conversations, my best shows. So let's see how this work out. Let's see where we go with this one. If you guys don't mind, man, I really need to get in that mood. Y'all know what I'm talking about? I need to get there, and I'm trying to think of what might get me there. Let's see here. Let's see. I think this might get me here. Now, there's going to be some hurt feelings. There's going to be some people that say, I can't believe, but it's me. I got to get where I'm at with it. Give me about 15, 20 seconds.
My daddy bust a nut and got $1 million now. Type of nigga fuck a pretty bitch anywhere. First night you tryna hit her back. Oh, dog ass. We the best at it, no one else can come close. I pray to God. I pray to God. I fucked that shit up, then I leave. Yeah, I see the kids in the ghetto. Homicidal intuition. I had to sell crack just to pay my sister tuition. And I just came for my permission. Yeah, I still get you. I still get you. I fuck that shit up, then I leave. Fascinated with the gold dating. Fast paper was the motivation. Baking soda make it moonwalk. White glove, money stuffed in my tube sock. More money, more power. The world is yours. That's until I get my lead shower. Butterfly all kilos. Show me the money cause I gotta feed my ego. Big coupe when all my niggas rent due. Put my life on it, I can show you how a brick moves. Thug life, Tupac. I'm a boss, I can get your whole crew chopped.
That'll do it. I'm sorry. I need it sometime. I don't know why. Some might think because I'm a weak individual, maybe I need to be pumped up by I don't know. I just didn't have the energy today, and it's probably showing because I've been at it. I've had a rough weekend. I've had a rough situation going on with doing the audits and things of that nature that I'm doing. Now, you guys have to understand, I can't say anything about what I'm doing internally because, there's laws and there's certain things that you can't tell about people. And if they felt like they could watch this show, I do have staff members and they feel like that I'm attacking them and putting letting people put two and two together. Of course, they could have a problem with me with that, and I don't want any problems. But I do have a couple of issues going on in the accounting area, and shit ain't mathing right. You feel me? So that right there, for a person like me who's committed himself to his craft and committed himself to his business and committed myself to honesty and transparency, um it's a crushing feeling when people you feel like someone has done you or several people have done you wrong. You I don't want to jump the gun. I'm still doing the things that are necessary to see where these deficiencies are coming in and why they're coming in this way. And I told y'all a long time ago that I have lawyers watching lawyers so I won't go broke. So it's time to implement all of that now because we're at this situation. We're at a point now where some things weren't being taken care of, and I was under the impression that they were. It happens. It happens when people retire. Like I was able to use. I was put in a really good position about 15 years ago. I'd say more like 20 years ago. And what I mean by that is I had people around me who were already in business, and I didn't have to seek out um, bookkeepers, analysts and stuff like that. They were already there in front of me. Now, of course, I have to pay those folks, but those analysts and bookkeepers and things were already there. And if I felt like if certain people trusted them, then I should probably trust them too. But of course, I still have my eyes on the eyes of the person that's looking. So, just that being said, y'all can pretty much figure out when people are running your offices and they're out of state, out of town, another city, they become a little reckless at times. And I mean, you know how it is when we were younger. When we knew that mama said, "Hey, I'm gonna be coming home late. I'm not coming home right away from work." Then I knew I had 2, 3 hours at home by myself. You know what I'm saying? By myself, and I could pretty much do whatever I want to do, and cut the music up loud, stay on the phone a little bit longer, whatever. When mama gone, I'm a clown at the crib. That's just how it go. And yeah, that's how it is in the in in corporate. When the boss is not well, when the person that's the decision maker is not around, people act foolish. If you don't if you don't keep up with your pennies, your dollars will escape you. So I've always been a firm believer that if you take care of the pennies, the dollars will take care of themselves. You feel me? So that's something that I'm looking into, and I'm really deep down and into that. So if I'm not here this week, it's only because I'm doing some heavy lifting this week. If you understand what I'm saying, I went to I was out of town. I don't want to mention exactly where I was because if something was to ever come back on me, they could say, "Well, I don't want to do that." But I was out of town over the weekend and visited to a couple different places, and I was devastated by some of the things that I was seeing um, accounting wise. And I just don't, you know, it's amazing when you do for people, when you're doing for, some people don't have a problem doing to. You understand what I'm saying? Like when you're doing something for, and I know a lot of people can dig what I'm about to say. When you're doing something for somebody, you don't know what they're doing to you behind your back. That's the most frustrating feeling in the world. Because if you've ever fed someone and or helped them eat, and they don't have a problem taking a little off the top or trying to do some backdoor shit to you just to get up a little bit more, you feel like, why did I even help you in the first place? You know, you feel that way and you take it personal. Some people get a little ignorant with it. I'm just not that guy. I'm the type of individual, quite frankly, that once I see that you just aren't trustworthy and I can't trust you, then I generally don't even deal with you. You see what I'm saying? Like our relationship is over. Once I don't trust you, I just don't surround myself around people who I can't trust. I don't surround, and I'm talking about, boy, I've had to cut off blood. You feel me? I've had to cut off blood before. And I mean, it's a difficult thing to do, but we live in such a selfish world. You know, we live in such a selfish world that people don't care what they sacrifice to get what they want. They'll sacrifice love. They'll sacrifice someone that's there for them versus, you know, I believe in making sacrifices as well, but damn, some of the things that people are willing to sacrifice, I call it a sellout. Like they're willing to, burn a bridge for an opportunity just for, it's just amazing to me. And then people sit back and wonder why they can't progress or they can't get further than what they are, or somebody's holding them back or some shit like that. I mean, like, have you ever been taught how to do anything proper? Have you ever been taught how to do anything right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing to be the greatest mechanic in the world. Let's just use that as an example, but you still have to circle that great mechanic skill with other things for people to deal with you. You got to be a good customer service individual. You got to be a person that follows up on your clients. You just got to be more than just a good mechanic. There's things that come on, and then when you don't do all of that, when you don't implement all of that, you wonder why people may not go back to your shop. You know, you just got to put a lot more into it than just opening up the doors sometimes to your businesses. Sometimes we have to make those sacrifices that put us, we just sometimes have to do what we don't want to do. That's all I'll say about that. Let me leave that alone because I don't want anything slipping out my mouth that I shouldn't say. All right. How's everybody doing today? How was everyone's weekend? Um, yes, God landed me safe, as you can see. Not a scratch on your boy. I was a little paranoid. I was a little paranoid this weekend. And the reason being, I almost drove from Memphis, Tennessee to Cincinnati. It's like a 6-hour drive or something like that. I don't remember. I almost did that because I am not feeling, and this is like the first time in probably 30 years that I've been uncomfortable with flying. And sometimes things just happen all at the same time. It's nothing different. Flying this year is no different than flying last year or 5 years ago. It's just when things are randomly happening all in the same time, it's just an uncomfortable feeling. And I'm feeling uncomfortable right now. And like I was checking on everything. I was actually working TSA. I ain't gonna lie. I was walking through the airport with my little carry-on, and I'm looking at people. I'm making sure that the dog sniffing people. I'm making sure that everybody go through the TSA. Look, did y'all see him? Did y'all check him? I was snitching this weekend. Call me what you want, but I was 30,000 in the air with no parachute. So call me what you want, but I worked for TSA this weekend. I was like, oh nah, y'all. Did you watch him? Did you see hey bro? Dude looks suspect. I'm just playing, but nah, I was a little frightened this weekend flying, and it's just because things are happening. They had to escort, and I haven't seen this full story yet. I don't know, maybe you guys have. They just had to escort a plane because somebody on there talking about a bomb threat. Now, I don't know where the plane was going. I don't know nothing about it. I just happened to cut on the news and seen some shit about this commercial flight was being led by 2 or maybe even 3 fighter jets, and it was being escorted. Now, y'all do know what happens if there's a bomb or a threat that somebody's going to crash a plane into a building or something like that. You do know what those fighter jets are there for, right? Them fighter jets are there to shoot your ass out the sky. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if they find out that you are on a plane with a bomb and you about to do some dumb shit, you hijacking the plane so you can run it into the Pentagon, run it into the White House, you're never going to get there. They're going to shoot that plane out of the sky, and they don't care who own it. They just ain't going to let that mission be accomplished. So there's a lot of stuff that I worry about because y'all don't understand. I know that there's going to be an attack on America soon. I already know. We said this 2.5 years ago when we were looking at all these unvetted people coming through, and it ain't the Mexicans. Mexicans ain't getting on no planes shooting nobody down. They ain't sneaking shit on planes. It's not Mexican people. It's all the people of other origins that came over the southern border that they wasn't paying attention to. It's them dudes that owe down. It's them dudes that owe. Yeah, there's sleeper cells in America right now. There's always have been. But do you know how easy it's been for the last 3 or 4 years, about 3 years now, to get what they want and set up certain things? Shit, they done ran some pilots through school by now. It's been 3-4 years. I'm frightened. Call me what you want to call me, but I got a family and I got shit to do tomorrow. So I can't be on no hijacked ass planes. Truth of the matter is, man, yeah, I'm a little scared about, I don't care if it's a 2-hour flight or a 3-hour flight. And I sure in the hell ain't looking forward to flying to LA next month, because those are the planes that they get. They get the larger planes because they hold the most fuel and they cause the most damage. They ain't looking for no little shit from Cincinnati to Atlanta, that little 2-hour flight. They know it's a small plane, less gas, do less damage. So I'm going to stick with my little 2-hour flights for now. But the truth of the matter is, I am shaking a little bit. And the reason being is because of the things that I said that we talked about 2-3 years ago. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of what, where, when, and how, or what it's going to be. It might not even be airplanes. It might be some shit with the water. It may be some things with the electric grid. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I just know that there's a lot of people that don't rock with America. And those people are eventually, they're definitely going to make a thumbprint on America for the things that was going on. It's coming. I just don't know what it is. And I'm going to tell you, I hope it's going to be almost impossible for innocent people to not be affected by it. And the terrorists and the people that do these type of things, they don't care, because in their eyes, the damage that America or whoever has done to them, we victimized innocent people in their eyes. So it's a fair exchange in their face. They don't care if my 19-year-old daughter is on the plane. They don't care if my old ass is on the plane. They don't care if my 24-year-old daughter is on the plane. And they sure in the hell don't care if you're on the plane. So it scares me a little bit. It was a lot easier to talk about 3 years ago. Now it's not that, it's not funny. It's serious. And I pay attention. I'm telling you, I was on guard at the airport. So, you got to pay attention to certain things, man. Let me move on. Let's move on. Other than the airplane and other than me dealing with some people that I had to deal with in this particular city that I was in, if you go to my page, you'll see where I was. Other than that, I had an opportunity to get some of that Memphis barbecue. Oh, I love that Memphis barbecue. It's dry rub. Unbelievable. I got a few family members in Memphis as well, so you get a chance to see some of your family members that you haven't seen in a while. Memphis is a good city. It's a great city as long as you got a few dollars. If you can keep your ass out of them areas, if you can stay out of Memphis's over the Rhine or their Avondale, you'll love that city. It's a small, well put together city, nice restaurants. The only thing you have to worry about the crime is crazy in Memphis. I mean, it's nothing to hear 2, 3 people getting shot in the city of Memphis in a night. And on the weekends, it's ridiculous. It's a mini Chicago. I got an opportunity to check out the Memphis Grizzlies, the basketball team, the NBA team, and all that was fun. All of it was fun. I had a great time. Had an opportunity to, like I said, eat some barbecue and enjoy it. I enjoyed it. I just wasn't going to the Nah, I wasn't going. I have to admit, I didn't do my normal tour of the black-owned restaurants because number one, I started my first day there. I dug in right away, like to work. Didn't get out till about 7 or 8 o'clock that night. It was already getting dark. People were saying, yeah, you don't want to go to the such and such at a certain time. You ain't got to tell me twice. So I ended up going to some downtown restaurants, but you don't have to tell me not to go to certain areas in Memphis at a certain time. You know, Jenny says, I knew it. I don't go to Over the Rhine. Somebody finally said it. Who said that? I go to Over the Rhine. Who said it, Jenny? I was talking about Over the Rhine in Memphis. You ain't got to tell me. It's like they're over the Rhine. I'm just giving a description of what they call their areas that are, the inner city type shit. I can't do it. I can't do it. And y'all got to understand, I got some uncles and cousins that live there. That was some bad motherfuckers. They were some bad dudes in Cincinnati. They were some bad dudes here in Cincinnati. But hey, down there, they some bad dudes, but they just another set of bad dudes. Like drive-bys and shit like that still exists. I think isn't Memphis where they had the 5 police officers that beat that boy to death? And the boy called out for his mother. That was Memphis, right? Yeah, that was Memphis. Memphis. Now that I think about it, shit. I'm cool. But anyway, that being said, I really wish I was in Cincinnati for the Dr. Umar Johnson visit. I really wish I was here for Dr. Umar Johnson. And the reason why I wish I was here is because I really wanted to attend not the seminar, but the conference or the meeting. I really wanted to be part of that. I really wanted to be part of it. I was invited to do so. Shout out to Linda Matthews and the Frederick Douglass group that put that on. From my understanding, there was no hiccups. And even if it was, I wouldn't bring that up. But I'm just saying, he showed up, he showed out, he did what he needed to do. I've seen pictures on Facebook where he visited Black-owned businesses and he went to Black Coffee. He went to several restaurants, Black-owned restaurants. Let me show you why I'm shouting him out, because I got this I got this picture right here and I put it on my page. No, I didn't. I put it in Wyatt Live Messenger group. And I said, shout out to Dr. Umar for this, because this is what you do when you come to the city and you support Black-owned businesses, unlike food critics that call themselves food critics. This is what he put on his platform, and his platform is probably 20 times larger than mine. And he said, this was on his platform. I don't know if you guys can read that at the bottom. I might have it all tagged out. I'm not tagged out, but covered up. I don't know. It says, Soul Secret Restaurant has the best collard green gumbo and banana pudding in America. And he put a date on there. That's how you support. That's how you support. Now, take it for whatever it's worth, but that's how you support. You see what I'm saying? So I'm going to give shout out to Dr. Umar Johnson for giving Soul Secrets a little bit of love on his platform. He didn't just do it, on Soul Secrets platform. Soul Secrets, he didn't just put it on their platform. He put it on his platform, and he has thousands of people. So shout out to him, man, because that's how you get love. Now, what happens is anybody that's watching Dr. Umar Johnson or listening to him or whatever, go to his platform. If they ever visit Cincinnati, guess where they're going to go eat? Oh, yeah, I remember, bro, was like, Soul Secrets is a dope spot in Cincinnati. Let's go eat there. Somebody probably coming in town from Indianapolis or Baltimore or something this weekend. You just never know. they'll patronize that business. That's what I'm talking about. Linda Evans says, so Wyatt, you are doing your live here in Cincinnati this week. Yes, as many days as I can. I don't know how many days I'm going to be on this week, Linda, and the reason being is because I'm really busy. I'm really swamped. I don't really have the time that I have right this minute, to be honest with you. People don't care that I want to do my podcast, and I, quite frankly, prioritize this podcast, and I put it over some of my personal business. And I've made that comment. I've said it before. So, it is what it is. This is a choice for me. This is a choice. So you'll never hear me complain about a choice that I make. That's just not something that I generally do. I won't complain about a choice that I make. Maybe one of my earlier choices in life, but nothing as a grown man. Stephanie High said, Dr. Umar showed up and gave kudos to so many in Cincinnati. Thank you. That's good. That's good. I'm glad that he did. I tell you, I don't agree with anybody at 100%. And I don't have anything to say negative towards a person that I know you can learn from. And I don't want to find, there's a lot of people that can find some negativity in him because of whatever reason. He hasn't started his school yet. But I have to ask that question to people. How many schools have you opened up, and how long should it really, how long did it take? How long should it take to open a school? I know some people that have opened up charter schools. They're not open anymore. I know a person that started a charter school. The school is still there. They're not there anymore. I know a couple of people that were looking to start a charter school and it never got off the ground. I've never seen any of those people who did it and who didn't do it. It never happened overnight. So I'm not going to say anything about that. I don't know how much money had been, donated. I don't know how much he has a loan out, all that stuff. I would need to know all that before I give it an opinion on if it should be, open or not. I know the timing is a little off, like 5 years, 6 years. I can honestly tell you, it's never taken me that long to open up a business, okay? Nor has it taken me that long when I'm dealing with someone else who's serious about opening up a business, but I don't know the intricacies of that business. I don't know the permits needed. I don't know, I heard him say, I don't know if it was on, I don't know where it was. It might have been on an interview. I heard him say, and I'm sure y'all did too, because I made a comment about it and some people, y'all heard it. I heard him say he had 5,000 resumes to be a teacher. 5,000. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't know if I necessarily believe 5,000 resumes as a teacher. I don't know if he even said teacher. He said 5,000 resumes, now that I think about it. And resume does not necessarily mean teacher. You see what I'm saying? It could have been office workers, secretaries. It could have been teachers, of course. It could have been principal type people, administrators. It could have been cleaning, it could have been all that. So I don't really know. Maybe he does have 5,000. But it just sounds a little way out there for me. But that all being said, we had this conversation, I believe it was Thursday of last week. Even if what he says may be a little far-fetched for some people, including myself, somebody's listening and learning. Like King Randall. King Randall got his motivation from Dr. Umar Johnson. And maybe Dr. Umar Johnson is not moving, but King Randall is. And if King Randall got his motivation from Dr. Umar Johnson, then you got to give some credit to Dr. Umar Johnson. It's like one of them dudes. I remember playing baseball and having the uncle, the guy, the team uncle, whatever, the neighborhood guy who came out and cheered for us as kids. A lot of our parents didn't go to our games, when we was little shorties. You could never see You didn't see our parents at the baseball games. They just didn't come. Every once in a while, you see a group of them, they come. It ain't like today where they got teen mamas with t-shirts and baby ass shorts on, and they out there with their son's name and number on the back. I ain't talking about today's era of parents that watch their teams play, their kids play. I'm talking about back in my day. A lot of parents didn't come out. So we always had one guy in the neighborhood who would show up, talk shit, picture nervous, you know, y'all saying picture in the hole 10 feet deep, can't get out because he got sung all the songs. Even sometime would show up to practices. And, you know, when he started criticizing and saying certain things, you look at him and you say, well, come on, you come out here. And you come out here and do it. Let me see you get in front of the ball. Let me see you stop the ball. Let me see you run down the baseline that fast. Let me see you steal second base. Let me see you do it. Let me see you run that ball down in center field. Let me see you do it. And one of them dudes made a mistake one time and stepped their ass out there, and we found out he was a clown. All them times he been out at the baseball games hollering about how we need to be better and get it, do this, get it. Y'all can't mess with him. All that. We thought he was cheering for us, but he was lightweight doing some hater shit back in the day. We get him in our practice and he can't stop a ground ball. He can't even bat. He can't even hit the ball. He can't make contact. But you've been doing all that shit. What I've learned, that was the beginning of my lesson, that people talk a lot of shit and can't back it up. They don't have any substance behind what they talk about. Got a great mouthpiece, but can't back it up with action. And I give you a perfect example. My grandmother used to always say, you know, Rand, you can't worry about people like that because the loudest can is the emptiest. Yeah. The loudest can is the emptiest. The can that makes the most noise usually don't have nothing in it. And I've taken a lot of that teaching, that learning, and brought it in and apply it to my life even to this day. So that all being said, shout out to Dr. Umar Johnson, because even if he doesn't have his school open next quarter, whatever it might be, next school year or whatever, he's motivated enough people for them to maybe push action. All right. I know a couple people, I don't know them personally, but if you know the King Randall young man, he's definitely taken the blueprint from Dr. Umar Johnson's speeches and the things that he says. He's applied action with words. You know, he's put it together and he's become successful. He's taught these kids at a young age. What are those little, you know, like how to change a flat, how to change brakes, how to get into auto mechanics, how to do all these things. And he's opened up his own school. And, you know, hey, you know, I've become a small fan of King Randall because of that guy applying himself to the things that he talk about. And a lot of people don't do that. It's hard to find someone that words match their actions. It's hard to find that. That all being said, I'm glad that the Umar Johnson, I don't know, what do we call that? Was it it was a show or stance or whatever? You know what I'm saying? I'm glad it worked. I'm glad that it was good. Now, I watched a clip and it was, to me, no different than what he says on his post and things of that nature, his videos. And what it said to me, a lot of what I heard, I would have enjoyed the conversation because it was all about self-sufficiency. It was all about having our stores in Avondale. I didn't hear it all, but of course I heard a clip here, a clip there, a clip here, a clip there. And all of it was self-sufficiency. Us doing for us, by us. It was some FUBU shit. And I mean, that's what I talk about. And what's crazy to me, and I hope nobody catch a stray or think that I'm trying to shoot shots. And I'm sure the chaos agents will say, yeah, he was over there downtown saying some shit. But what's crazy to me is you pay a motherfucker to come in town to tell you the same shit that somebody already been saying. You ain't have to pay me. But we all know it's about the messenger. I may not be the best messenger. You know, there's a lot of people that don't like you because they believe stories and never heard your version. Never heard anything that you don't even know. You don't even know what they know about you that somebody made up about you. Craziest thing in the world. There's people that don't like you because of the stories that they heard about you, but they've never talked to you. They don't even know if you believe in the things that you've been accused of or whatever. There's some guys sitting at home right now who let some people who had opportunities and they didn't execute their opportunities, and they talk bad about me, talk bad about you, and now they sitting at home with the people that blew their opportunities because they followed the people that said the shit about you. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? It's like, wait a minute, hold on. You're going to believe some bullshit that you might be blocking. He's probably blocking your blessing, dude. But okay. Go ahead and follow the person who ain't gonna be doing shit in 3 years, they damn self. 2-3 years, they not gonna be doing anything. If you want to, that happened to me one time. I'm a victim of it. I can honestly tell you that I blew it, y'all. Can I tell this story real fast? This is some shit that I've never told anybody. And if Mama Deb is here, she could probably validate what I'm about to say. But I had an opportunity to get in the MID program. The MID is a minority development program through Chrysler. And I effed it up. And the reason why I effed it up is because I followed somebody that had no aspirations of being in ownership of a Chrysler dealership or being a dealership owner, period. All that motherfucker wanted to do was be what he was. And me, as a young 19, 20-year-old, which things work out. Maybe it wasn't meant for me to do. Maybe it's not as bad as I think it was, but I wouldn't mind owning a couple of car dealerships right now if I would have been in the MID program 20 years, 30 years ago. I'd probably be doing pretty damn good in that automotive, the way that I think and the way I like to expand and do things. And then I could have put some people on, just like the MID program was there for me. But I had a guy, his name happened, it's just crazy. Today must be Randy Day. But I met a guy who came in and worked where I was working. His name was Randy. I can't even remember his last name because he was like, just call me Randy. Black fella who was put in the MID program by another black fella. And he said, I'm going to put you under my wings. Now, that didn't just happen overnight. He seen that I was pretty, committed to trying to learn the industry and blah, blah, blah. I was in finance and doing some things. And this man said to me, now he was not from Cincinnati, nor was the owner of the dealership from Cincinnati. These are all out of town brothers. These are all black guys from out of town. One was from Pittsburgh. The other guy, Randy, was from somewhere, I think Carolina, North Carolina or South Carolina, something like that. He was a country boy. He wore maroon suits and shit like that to work. Like I just thought he was a square. I just was like, oh, you're hurting me, brother, coming in here. You look like the 60s. You look like the 70s with damn it, he was platform shoes and an afro away. And I just couldn't put my faith in what he was talking about because he told me one day, and I thought, to be honest with you, that he was on some other shit because he was always, he was married, but I got too many invites to the crib. Y'all feel what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be nasty, disrespectful to anyone, but he invited me to the house too much. And I had to constantly say no. I thought it was kind of weird. So then one time I actually went. He said, the wife is at home. She's fixing lunch. Come on, we're going to go over there real fast. I didn't really have a choice because we was riding somewhere. I was already in the car, so we went to his house. We got there. His wife was there. Everything was cool. It was still weird to me. Y'all know we different dudes. We can spot shit. And I just had this feeling, so that threw me off. It took me off the business and made it kind of personal, so I wasn't feeling it. And it allowed the manipulators to really get to me even more because when I got back, I told a couple people that I rock with, and they was like, yeah, man, that motherfucker weirdo. That's what they would call you today, as a weirdo. He's a weirdo, bro. I was like, bro, that motherfucker. And it's a dude I'm looking to because he's successful at what, not the dude, not the guy who's trying to put me in the MID program, but my guy who I thought was really good at his job and I can inspire to be, it's the same dude to sell the dope, in the hood. I was looking up to a dude that wasn't worth shit. All right. And I told him, like, man, I went to the clip, bro. He told me to take my shoes off and all this old shit. You know what I'm saying? It just got weirder and weirder. And yeah. So when I told him that, he got in my head. Dude got in my head and was like, yeah, man, dude on some old other shit. So I'm not paying him any attention anymore. So that opportunity of getting in that program went away because I started backing up off the opportunity, blocking my own blessing. And he looked at me one day and he came and talked to me, came in my office and he talked to me. And he said, you know what, he called me Randall. He said, you know what, Randall, I don't know what's going on with you, son, but you need to stay away from them guys because they're not going to be shit in life. Now, this is the dude that I called a weirdo. I'm 19, 20 years old. He said, you need to stay away from them guys, man. They fresh out of school. And I'm like, yeah, I hear you. But y'all know how young people are. I hear you. All right, I got it. I'm cool. I got it. You know how young people are. So that opportunity went out the window because when he told me to stop rocking with them dudes, I kept rocking with them dudes. Those was the cool dudes, the fun dudes. Randy cut me off. All right. He told me right to my face. He said, now I told you to stay away from them guys. I seen them. They a dime a dozen. I seen them guys my whole life. That you're not going to get anything out of them guys. You're headed down the wrong road. And he looked me square in my face and he said, you got it. It's on you. Never talked to him again. He went off and did his own dealership. And I still don't know if it was South Carolina or North Carolina. It was one of the Carolinas because he spent a year and a half in the MID program, which is what Chrysler did for minority development. It took $50,000 to get in the program. And it was you could finance it through them. And a year and a half of being there in that development program, after that year and a half, he left. He didn't invite me. He was through. I gave him he gave me an opportunity. He didn't call, write, fax, text. He didn't do none of that shit. He just blew up out of there, got his own thing, and opened up one dealership and ended up, I heard some rumors that he had 4 or 5 dealerships or something like that. Took advantage of an opportunity, and I blew a blessing. The man was a blessing in my life, and I didn't realize it because I'm too busy stuck with these dudes that ain't gonna be doing shit. I've been that guy before, other than the weird part. I've been that dude that tried to tell these young dudes, like, listen, man, your day ones, them homies right there, bro, they about to have you locked up. I tried all of that. I tried to give jobs to people when they get out of the joint. It's hard. It is absolutely hard to take a dude out of the streets who was making $1,000 a day and he making $60 or $70 a day, or it's been a while, but $100 a day. You go from making $1,000 to $1,500 a day, no taxes, no nothing, and now they're making $100 a day, bro. It's hard for that person to stay on the straight and narrow. It's very hard because, number one, it's a lifestyle. It's not just the money. It's a lifestyle. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people think drug dealers, they think drug dealers are like stupid. They're not stupid. They're addicted to the game as much as the dope fiend is addicted to the base. There's a lot of freedom that come, and I mean street freedom, that come with that lifestyle. There's a lot of prestige. It's the wrong prestige. But there's a lot of prestige from the streets. It's not warranted. But there's a lot of shit, man, that they do. Motherfuckers love them in the clubs. Motherfuckers give them discounts at the damn Foot Lockers, cutting them in on shit. All that, bro. The girls want them. I mean, it's like, it's a different lifestyle, and they become consumed with that lifestyle. It's not just the money. It's like if you've never been a professional athlete, you know, that prestige that they get from walking around and being known, you get that same feeling when you in that game. People know you. You're a regular motherfucker out here. People don't know you. Oh, that's Lil Ran. Okay, yeah, motherfucker. He cool shit. Rocky, come here, little Rocky, watch Rocky. That's how they react to the neighborhood dope man. It's just crazy. They get addicted. That's just an addiction for them. But that all being said, I've blocked a blessing or two in my life. And then when I became what I thought was that same blessing for some other people, I've watched people do the same thing. Shit has not changed. Years have changed. Eras have changed, but behaviors have stayed the same. And there's dudes right now that are sitting at home on the couch that could have been in Europe with me, could have signed some deal. We could have done some things. I had some other avenues, and you know, and they'd rather listen to the dude who blew his opportunity 5 years ago. They just don't listen. I'm not mad at them. I was that kid. I was that guy too. So I can't be mad at them. I understand. Don't make it right, don't make it wrong, but I understand. That was a blessing that was blocked, and I really regret it to this day. Like we all regret something, but I thought I would share it. Y'all know this is my therapy. That all being said, man, hey, I heard some news that the PNC Bank here in Cincinnati got robbed on Colerain Avenue. I haven't seen the story all the way yet on the news because it's fresh. I think it happened this morning. Colerain is getting crazy, y'all. It's the wild, wild west on Colerain Avenue. It is the wild, wild west. Wasn't it just 2-3 months ago? They had a shooting at the gas station / Popeyes. You know, they're kind of combined. They're together. The Popeyes chicken and the Shell gas station, I believe they're connected. Wasn't there a shooting just on Colerain a couple months ago? I don't know what's going on with Colerain. I do, but I just don't know. Their police department is too small, and it's going to be an issue. If you can't protect those people on Colerain, it's going to collapse. Those are homeowners. There's a few apartments over in that area, but I'm just watching Colerain turn straight into another neighborhood that has been just ruined with crime. Crime tears down businesses. It makes people not want to come in that area. It messes up the city's tax base. It's just horrible. It's just unbelievably horrible. And you can call it whatever you want to call it. You can say the economy bad. You can say whatever you want to say. But these shooters, y'all, are getting younger and younger. They're becoming younger and younger. I got a little thing here that I just read. 15-year-old boy charged with murder the other day. Now, I don't know how to take this one because once again, I have to apply myself into this type of story. I was raised by a single mother. We all know single mothers see shit out here and go through here. But what a lot of y'all don't know, who may not have been in these positions before, is that when single mothers go through that type of shit, their sons do too, or their daughter. In my case, I'm the son. We go through that shit too. My mama had boyfriends. My mama had some boyfriends that used to trip the fuck out. I mean, like, trip out. And my recommendation to some of these ladies that are single and dating these men, I'm just going to say this because I know you know, but I'm going to say it on the air because I feel obligated to. You better watch these dudes you taking home and bringing around your kids. You better watch these dudes. I was thinking this morning, I was like, well, how am I going to cover this? Because, you know, I don't want to bring up too many of my own personal stories in this situation, but I will say this. I had a situation where my mama was in a situation with a dude and he put hands on her. And I had a choice. Do I help my mama or do I run and go get help? What do? I think I was probably where were we living? That'll tell me how. 12? I wasn't 13 yet. We lived in the Fay Apartments. And this dude put hands on my mama. And the reason why I'm saying this is because this story of this 15-year-old young man this man put hands on his mom. And he then went and got a gun and shot this dude, shot at him 12 times, hitting him. I don't know how many times. It doesn't matter. You shot 12, you're going to connect one or twice. I don't care who you are. You close your eyes and shoot 12 times, you're going to hit him. I'm going to say that I don't mean to be disrespectful to the situation because it's a fresh open wound. I've been where this little boy is. I just decided not to take his actions. But mothers, don't put your sons in positions like that. Like the mother in Chicago who went in there and was talking to that man in the hot dog stand or taco stand, talking back and forth to this man and blah 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 and all that old shit and get into an altercation and that man hit her. And now the son coming in the building, shooting, blasting, and blah, blah, blah. That mother has to take in consideration my son is out there. Any tongue wrestling that I get into, any altercation I get into, anything that I get into right now, physically, my son's going to drag. He's going to be part of it. You have to think that far out. You got to stay frames ahead of these situations. Now you got a 15-year-old little man. 15, y'all know, little guy. Here's the sad thing. This guy was charged with domestic violence earlier. Released. He's then had several domestic violences. Here's what I read, and I could read the whole story to you. Here's what I read. He's been having physical altercations with his mother for some time. But for some odd reason, when he's formally charged this time, it's a misdemeanor domestic violence. Now, fellas, I don't want to go all the way to, like they say, go to church. I don't want to go all the way, courthouse with you, all technical and shit. But some of y'all, and I ain't gonna call your names out, some of y'all know how it is to get multiple domestic violence charges put on you. And you do know that once you have one conviction of a misdemeanor domestic violence, now anytime after that, they all become felonies. So you get one free domestic violence under misdemeanor code. Okay, you get one. After that, once you catch one misdemeanor and you're convicted of it, now every time you have a domestic violence with that individual, it becomes a felony. This man was not charged with a felony, but yet they have been getting domestic violence charges for some time. So what does that tell me? It tells me what I already know. Some of you a couple steps ahead of me. It tells me that these cases don't go anywhere. If a lady calls the police on a dude, I see it all the time in court. If a lady calls the police on the dude, she says that night, all the things that he did, blah, 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 blah. And then the next day go to court and say, we just had a misunderstanding. I don't want to press charges. It didn't really happen that way. The police didn't write it down the right way. So she doesn't press charges. So now that misdemeanor charge goes away. So the next time it happens, the misdemeanor charge is now, the domestic violence charge goes back to restart, and it's still a domestic violence charge in a misdemeanor form. You see what I'm saying? So however you want to look at this, I've been telling y'all for years on this show that I see young girls down there dropping charges at the gate, at the judge in courtroom A, telling the judge, telling them, no, we just had a falling out. It was a mistake. We all good now. Or that happened 6 months ago. We good now. All that. Look, don't call the police trying to get these dudes out of your house if you're not going to press charges. Because what's going to happen is they're going to continuously get these misdemeanors and they're not going to be found guilty on them. And he's not facing any felonies. And you know what happens? Just like this young man just shot that man. If he would have been charged with a felony, they wouldn't have let him go. That young man would not have had an opportunity to even get that man. That man was probably the guy who was beating his mother. He was safer in jail at this point. And he probably, that young 15-year-old, got tired of that man putting hands on his mama. It don't happen one time. If anybody's ever went through this, no young man is going to jump out his skin unless he don't know you, like at the hot dog stand. Yeah, you ain't about to punch my mama. I ain't never seen you before, bro, but you ain't about to punch my mama like that, and you ain't going to get a hot one. That ain't going to happen. But a stepfather or a boyfriend put his hand, he done bought you some food before, y'all done hung out, he put his hands on your mama one time and you shooting 12 at him? No. That don't add up to me. What it says to me is that young man shot 12 times at this grown-ass man because this grown-ass man has a pattern of doing this young man's mama bad. That's all I can say about that. The young man lost patience. If y'all gonna call the police on these dudes, you better move forward with it now. And the only reason why I say that is because you have more leverage as a woman if a man is facing a felony domestic violence versus a misdemeanor. I dealt with it. It's a shame. Ladies, I'm not blaming you for a man's behavior, but I do have to blame you if you continuously stay in that type of toxic behavior. You're bringing your kids into that. And you go down to that courtroom and you always talking about and here's the other thing. This man might have had a warrant, not this situation. There's times where guys had warrants from 6, 7, 8 months ago. And he finally get caught and the girl come down to the court. Now we cool now, shit. It's all good now. That was a long time ago. We back and we cool now. Well, he didn't had a warrant for 6, 7 months and y'all knew it. And you're gonna go down there and drop you can't drop the charges. You can't go. It's not your position. It's the state's position. It's not your position. You can't go down there with a signed, you got a damn affidavit, a signed police report of the actions that happened when you made the complaint with the police. So now the city decides. They decide if they want to move forward on the case. They're going to subpoena you to show up for court, young ladies, to say, hey, did all this happen? And if you don't show up, they throw the case out. So now this man has no punishment other than inconvenience. Next time, he might do the shit in front of your 15-year-old little boy, your grown-ass man you're supposed to be raising. And that young man, I'm sure, y'all can call me, say whatever you want to say. That young man has seen this shit and he got tired of it. He didn't just see his mama get hit one time. No, that little man ain't gonna go. You know what? He would have threw hands. He probably would have hit him with something or something like that. He's not shooting 12 times. He was shooting 12 shots at a monster in his eyes. And now the young man is facing murder charges. The young man is facing murder charges. Listen. Give these young men a chance. Give these young men, it's already tough enough for them to know what they're going to do, how to follow certain influences in people, who's going to be good for them, bad for them. Ladies, this is my advice to you, and I'm about to get some blowback for this one. and this might be easier said than done because I'm a grown ass man and I don't have to go through what you guys go through. But damn it, I would rather be by myself than to go through some of the shit that y'all go through. And I'll say this. This is one of the things that I would do. This ain't gonna even sound reasonable. For a lot of people, this shit ain't gonna sound reasonable and it's gonna sound crazy. I would have to find out who you were with before you came into my life. I'm not giving you any time of my life until I find out your background and who you've been with, where you are, how she feel about your ass. I got to go interview your last girlfriend if I'm a woman. You see what I'm saying? I would just be like, listen, I know Teresa. Let me go talk to this. We don't rock with each other. I don't even think I'll believe everything that she says, but let me just find out how shit was going with Roy, with her and Roy. Let me just find out. That probably don't sound, like possible for a lot of people. But the other thing that is much, much, much possible is this. I would definitely find out how that man and his kids away from him, what their relationship is. You see what I'm saying? Like how a man treats his own blood. I don't know anybody. I'm just gonna be honest. I, I could be speaking out of turn here. I don't know any man that's going to treat an offspring better than his own kid. He might perp like he about to do it. He might take their little asses to ice cream and to the motherfucking Disneyland on ice and all that old shit and not do that for his own kids. He might be doing that shit, but it ain't out of the love for your kids. It's the love he have for you or the shit he trying to do with you or catch you. He trying to do that. That's selfish shit. A man that to do more for some other kids than he'll do for his own kids. He ain't doing it for them kids. He doing it for himself to get into a position with the woman. Trust me. Now, if the man is taking care of his kids strong and with, away from him and taking care of I don't call them step kids, but the other kids. If he if he is doing the same type of shit and he's a good guy, I buy it. Then he's a genuinely good guy. But you can't tell me that a dude that ain't taking care of his kids, his own sack. If a guy is not taking care of his own blood, what makes you think he gonna take care of your blood better? And ladies, if that woman that you need to talk to ain't willing to talk to you, that's a bad sign. I'd rather have a woman stand in front of me and know she lying. I'd have a better read on it. Feel me? Like I'd have okay, yeah, he do kind of act like that, but that might be too far. But a woman that don't want to tell you, like don't want to that's a red flag. That's a look out. Don't look out. Because that woman probably doing everything. She warning you without saying a word. Try to have it. Look, I guess this is one of them things where everyone has to be an adult. Like it's very difficult to be in a relationship for some years with someone. And you go off, y'all break up and blah, blah, blah. And you have people that you associate with and y'all still know each other. And now you get a new man or, you get a new person. And now you got to try to figure out their past and what they doing. But isn't that like part of who this person is? Like if you're bringing them around your child, your kids, I would want to know if I was in the dating scene and I was meeting a woman or whatever, I ain't gonna be seeking out her old boyfriend, but I want to know who the fuck he was, what he do, because who he is plays a big part on what she like and what she be around and what's to be expected of me. That's just my take on it. But a 15-year-old now facing murder charges because he had to shoot a mama's boyfriend. Somebody made a comment, and I meant to bring it. I just was in the middle of saying something. I'm about to go to the phone lines real fast. Somebody made a comment saying something about, okay, Carolyn Smith. Thank you, sis. I appreciate it. She said, word in the girls' room. I think is that a group, like a Wyatt Live Messenger group? It's a group, or is it a pod? I don't know what that is, but word, I know I can't log in. You have to be a member because they've put those things in the Wyatt Live Messenger group before. But let me read what she says. She says, word in the girls' room is mom and dude, baby daddy, BD, used to fight each other all the time. But what do I know? I'm over here. No, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It makes perfect sense, Carolyn. Think about it. It makes perfect sense that they do this shit, that they would bang and bang and bang. That's why the 15-year-old got it, you know. That's why the 15-year-old crashed out. That's why he crashed out. And I guarantee you, in trial, that they're going to have every one of those dismissals of domestic violence. They're going to have every last one, because the defense is going to be, I was an abused woman. And then they're going to go to all of the domestic violence calls. They're going to go to all of them. And they're going to pattern them up, and they're going to ask her, well, why didn't you ever follow through with these charges? If, you know, well, her only defense is going to be for her son is all they're going to be able to say is, we worked it out. We worked it out. All those times. And see, that's why the police doing certain things now with these domestic violence charges. That's why they make somebody go to jail. The first thing they do when they come to your house, when they knock on the door, they don't care who's screaming and hollering. What's the first question they ask you when they come to your house? I know ain't nobody gonna answer that shit, because they're gonna be like, oh, they been to your crib. But I'm gonna tell you, because it's regular information for me. And you don't have to be, you know, involved in this stuff, because I know it, because, you know, I read a lot of police reports, and I know the first question that the police ask, who called the police? Because the person that called the police, that's the person they're gonna focus on now, and that's who they're gonna talk to. Dina said, is anyone hurt? Yeah, they probably say that. They do say that. But I'm talking about the question that's relevant to what direction they're going to push this situation in. They're going to ask you, who called the police? And if she called, they focusing everything on her. Like, okay, tell us what happened. They ain't going to talk to his ass till after she say what she say. And they're going to see that in the transcripts when they go to court, because this little boy's life is on the line now for murder. I mean, I know he's 15. He'll get an opportunity to be something in life. But how many of us have killed someone and think that shit is normal, and he's just going to be a normal individual at this point? That's ridiculous. That don't even read right. So he's supposed to just be regular. He was traumatized from all the abuse he probably seen his mama going through. He has brothers and sisters, from my understanding. This little boy would never be the same. And he wasn't even dating that dude. Y'all know what I mean. Don't take it out of context. You know what I meant. That wasn't his choice of a man to be with him. That wasn't his choice. That was her choice to be with that dude. Let me go to the phone lines. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with? Uh-oh, hold on, caller. Sorry about that. Good afternoon, caller. You there?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, twin? Sorry about that, man. My phone, the phone line was not. It was not on. Sorry about that.
No, you good.
What's going on, twin?
Man. Made it on a safe trip and everything. You know how the plane's going up and they gotta come down and all that chaos going on.
Yep.
You hear me?
I can hear you. I'm listening to you, brother.
Dr. Omar, he said a good speech.
You were there?
No, I wasn't there. I gave my ticket to someone else
Oh,
because he basically talk about the same thing from
yeah,
his podcast or YouTube, whatever you call it.
pretty much.
But I like the outro of when Raven asks her question. How can we, strategize or something in that character bounce back all what's going on instead of listen to this Trump talk every day, which I've been trying to hear from either podcast or radio station without saying Trump this, Trump that every day. I want to know how can I spread the message or something like that to some people, man,
Okay.
instead of hearing this Trump talk every day. I don't want to hear about that
Okay, so we're not talking
every
about
day.
anything. I get you. I hear you. We're talking about
No,
something.
I'm saying I understand a lot of things, but I just want to hear what can motivate us people, especially us black people, since we do this and all that complaining. What can we do? I never hear that on the radio or podcast. That's what I be screaming about, man.
Well,
So
I mean, people trigger different conversations. I hear you. I hear you, and I agree. But I'm just saying, like, when it's not the conversation, this is me. When it's not my kind of conversation, I'm not going to be around to engage in it, nor am I going to be around to be able to pick it apart. I don't care. It's not for me. There's an on and off switch, and there's other options. That's just how I am as an individual. I
and
don't get
then
into the why they
right,
talking. Why
then
you can't get into why
thir-
people do what they do.
right, 13 years open to school and everything. You got other things. I'm not hating on anything like that, but you read what you sow, Umar. It's so much I can say and everything. People, gave you money and all that, and it ain't happened for them. So don't try to put it up as why this and all that. But you did some bogus stuff too, man. I don't want to put it out there. And people in the couple of brothers I know in this chat know what I'm talking about because it happened in Cincinnati to them. So I'm gonna leave that alone
What you
because it's
mean? Wait a
real.
minute, hold on.
Huh?
Maybe I didn't catch what you said. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna text you because people be pump faking, man, and everything. Just like you was spitting that knowledge and everything. Oh, he ain't nobody. He just local Republican with Trump and all that. When you was telling people 3-4 years ago, and now it's hitting the fan. I'm gonna hit you in the text and tell you about it. And
Okay,
that I
hit
don't
me in
want
the
to
chat.
put it all on here because you can realize and go by people just test their knowledge and see if the nigga real or something like that.
So I mean, but
But it's
but I think it's fair to say none of us are perfect, okay? But
no, ain't nobody perfect. But when you up there saying why this and all that, you read what you saw and why this ain't open, because nigga, you bogus for what you did. I'ma text you though, man. One of the guys, I think he on the chat in the chat and stuff. I ain't seen him yet. I think he is, but the two of them know what I'm talking about. Cause they brought it to mind. I say, yeah, man, niggas be pump faking out here doing this and all that, and you wonder why, man. You don't do that, man. You supposed to treat people right. Don't do that, man. Your own people and stuff. When they gave you this money and everything, and betted on you for it, and this the treatment I get, this the thanks I get, and you want me to feel sorry for you because your school ain't open? It's more to it, man. It's more to it. I can go deep on and on, but I'm not. I got you though, Wyatt.
No, I mean
Wyatt.
I understand what you're
What,
saying. I get what you're
man, you
saying.
reap what you sow, Wyatt. Just if you gave me a twin, I'm gonna front you this 5. I blow this and everything, and I want to come back now. And then I stun on your name and all that. And then people look at you like, man, I ain't mess with you, why? No, man, you ain't treat my boy twin right.
I
What you
get it.
mean?
Twin,
Then you go
twin,
get the
let me ask you
understanding
something.
about it.
Let me ask you something because I know the games that you've been in. I know the circles. I don't know the people, but I'm saying I know them type of circles. You know that shit is irregular. You know that's irregular where you from.
It's a regular
You know
though.
it's
And
irregular.
you know I've been beat so many times across the head.
Yeah,
I
so
chopped it up, but it's mentality of me, man. I'm like, man, I should do something to this goof ass nigga, that girl or something like that. I'm like, man, it ain't even worth it, man. It's the game I'm in. You gotta lose, you'll win, you'll lose. It's on you if you bounce back or whatever. You go retaliate with the situation and everything. But it's more to it. Why? It's deeper than that. I'm gonna inbox you to tell you, man.
well, I'll be honest with
That,
you, man. I don't know if you're gearing this towards the school or not. But let me just say this.
No, they ain't towards the school. It's in principle, man. It's the general.
No, I
It's
get
that
you.
guy, man.
I get you. But what I'm
It's the
saying is
schooling.
the donations are going toward the school that he's trying to put together, that he's forming, right? And you got to now you can't. I know a lot of people trying to get a man, really, really hitting him hard, body shots about the school not opening. But I'm just gonna be honest with you and tell you that if he was moving forward like perfectly, it would still probably be very difficult.
You gotta
to do.
treat people right, Wyatt, regardless
I can't
of the situation.
speak on if he's treating people right or wrong.
You reap what you sow.
All right, you're right.
Regardless of anything, you just can't keep doing people wrong and you think good's gonna come to you. No, it's a stopping point. I'm not gonna keep on robbing that bank or finessing nobody. Evidently, twin got to face the consequence of this. This life, man.
Right. So
situation you dealing with.
So here's what happens, man. He's obviously productive in the space that he's chosen to be in. Because
I understand all that, but it's the principle of it.
But okay, twin. But what you don't understand, man, is sometimes people have different relationships with different people when it comes to things, and it don't work out, and they get a bad name or words get out there or whatever, and it's not always true and it's not always false. But there is a calling for this individual to come into cities to have these type of conversations, and I think there's more good coming out of it than there is bad. Now, I'm not part of the donations to the school and all of that. I'm not part of that. So I'm not in those circles of conversations at all. Okay. But what I'm saying to you is I'll use King Randall. I don't know if you're familiar with that young man. I'll use him. You give me one King Randall out of that conversation that Dr. Umar Johnson is giving, then I think it's a successful situation. Because that
Where's
young
King
man,
Randall from?
I don't know. I think can somebody help me with that? I think he's from I want to say Memphis, but it's not Memphis, I don't think. Somebody put it in the screen. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to say the wrong thing. Did you
go Beale Street when you was in
Chicago, huh?
You go on Beale Street when you was in Memphis?
Beale Street? That don't sound familiar, bro. And I'm definitely not going anywhere that
it's better stadium.
I didn't go to Beale Street. It doesn't sound familiar to me. What I was about to say is I don't go anywhere. I'll go anywhere in a city, but if the Uber drivers say that they don't go there, then I ain't going. But Beale Street doesn't really, that didn't ring a bell with me because I didn't really.
It's around the corner from FedEx Stadium right there.
Okay. Well, no, I didn't go on that entrance, I guess.
Yeah, because Memphis ain't nothing but a baby Chicago. That's all it is, man.
It really is
crazy, bro. Up there.
It really is. It's one of them things.
Yeah, I go every year because they got a Nike outlet. My boy, I don't know if he's still there, but I go through some other people get my, Nikes for the low.
You mean to tell me you go all the way to Memphis for their damn outlet?
When I get a chance, when I want to go visit my mama grave, I go to Jackson, visit her grave, and I shoot up to Memphis.
Now, why I can't even go in the way I wanted to go in on you because you didn't threw your pretty, your gorgeous mama in the conversation? Why you do that, twin? Because I was going to tell you, you pass about 30 outlets before you get to the one in Memphis.
No, man, you paying a 120 something for shoe. I'm getting for the 50.
No, you got to go to Portland. Okay, you got to go to Portland, Oregon to go to that outlet. That's the one where you can get them a dime a dozen. Okay, because that's
I don't know nothing, but I heard of Portland, but
I'm not going all the way to Memphis to go to no damn outlet. You're gonna pass.
If I touch down in the land, I'm gonna go there.
Okay, David Herring said, he said King Randall is from Albany, Georgia. Excuse me, it was moving.
Hey, who?
Albany, Georgia.
Oh, Albany, Georgia.
Yeah.
Hey, well, let's flip the switch.
Go ahead.
Hey, man, my supervisor, man, he had a lot of break-ins in his car, and it's getting ugly up there in Coleraine.
Oh yeah.
The police go tell him he needs to move. You should suggest a move. I'm like, what? Yeah, man, they break. It ain't no up-to-date truck or none of that.
I got a friend of mine. Her husband and her were in a restaurant on Coleraine Avenue and had their car broken into. Somebody broke the glass, just broke the glass and went in the car, bro. Came out, they had a big hole.
They ain't getting nothing out of it. They broken it 3 times.
Yeah.
I advise you to move. And he said, I installed cameras and everything. I shouldn't have to move. I feel comfortable here. I should have to come out with my car broken into 3 times in a week. I'm like, dang.
Well,
And he was stressing out, and I was talking to him, gave him fruit. I was like, man, just keep your head up. I mean, it really was stressing him because he just moved over there, and he had his baby at 3, and they kept putting on the news car break-ins in Korean. Because I mean, they used to be a nice area, but now it's getting ugly over there, man.
it's getting really
It
bad.
really is.
It's getting
And I'm
really
glad you
bad.
brought that Chicago situation.
What part? What?
That Chicago situation and everything. You said when mother got into it with old boy and the little shorty went in there and shot the dude.
Yeah. Now
Then
wait
you
a minute,
flip-
twin.
Then you
Wait a minute, twin. That's a little bit different than the situation in Cincinnati because
you put it together though. You put it together.
Yeah.
When I caught you.
Okay.
Okay, you put it together. I was catching your drift. You put it together, and that's what made me want to call in. So you got a person with some thirsty women who's hard and stuff, don't have insecurity about themselves, and like, oh, I need him. He got money. He doing this. He doing that, and everything. And you don't know. You ain't did a resume on this guy. He got 15 backgrounds of domestic violence. Now, my thing is this. When you got a domestic on your case, on your record, whatever, or you fighting one, 9 times out of 10, they don't show up, they go throw it away. But you got several of them, 5 or 6 of them, the prosecutor go say, oh, no, this him. I don't care if she don't show up or not. They go really primarily find you convicted of it.
That's not true.
Why come it ain't?
Well, I don't know. I don't know the circumstances of every case, but generally, the state needs they need a witness. Okay, now
they need a witness, but if you got one of them, because let me tell you, I've been through a redneck county, and I know how they operate. If you got that in your background, they gonna try to nail you.
Yeah,
to the cross.
They do.
If you got 5 or 6 in your background, regardless if you show up or not, you go in front of that bogus judge, he gonna nail you.
Well, let me tell you, you're
because I fought the case because I argued with my baby mama. And everything, she got scratches and all. I ain't tell the police she scratched me up, but I covered myself and everything. And they want her. They subpoena and all that. She didn't show up. They threw my case away, but they stuck me with the dope and hitting the informant. They stuck me with that case.
What? Hit you with the dope and what? And the informant? What?
Yeah, man. I told you.
Whoa, I don't want to hear the whole. I'm just saying. Okay, so wait a minute.
They threw the domestic out.
Okay.
I was arguing with her.
Okay.
And everything. I don't put my hands on one. That's one I don't do. I'll walk away in a minute. I don't do that. I don't put my hands on no woman. I'll walk away. You can argue all you want. But they stuck me with the dope case and they stuck me with beating up an informant, which I did.
Okay. You had an altercation with an informant. Okay, I didn't hear that.
My fault if I said it wrong.
You said it so fast, bro. It was just you put 5 cases on your ass in one breath.
I'll be trying to hurry up because I'll be on the radio and you got time and everything. That's why I be talking so fast. My bad if I do, because I be thinking, you're on the time limit or something. That's why I be pushing.
Yeah, we running up against the clock.
My topics, whatever.
We running up against the clock.
Yeah, but and Wyatt, that little young fella, man, I feel sorry for him. He fell back. He was heated up, even though he got sisters and brother. But he probably a middle child. She put her family like, man, I'm tired of this. I can't take this no more. And that anger builds up, and he going through. He didn't get them joys of PlayStation, something like that. And you building more anger and stuff, and you go put your hands on my mom. Oh, you got to get it. And them shorties today ain't going for that. You ain't got to put regardless if they cuss their mom out or they mom ain't with them or whatever. You put your hands on their mom, they go clown, man. Do I feel bad for him? No. He did what he did, protecting his mom at all times.
No, I feel bad for the little boy, for the young man.
I feel bad that he locked up, but besides him killing him or whatever, no, I don't feel bad.
Well,
no, not at all.
I do. I feel bad because that young man gonna have to live with that. See, it's more to he actually did it for me. Because no young man at 15 years old should have to protect his mother that kind of way. I mean, we all would probably do it. I've been in that situation, but bro, you got to think, no, I don't expect a 15-year-old to think like you know, especially if the mom is dealing with these type of behavioral men. So if he's around, if she's dating dudes that are physically abusive,
why would she bring that toxic stuff around
well,
anyway,
she
man?
may
If
not
he
have.
put your hands on, it only take one time, White. It take one time, man, regardless of any situation. Whether you doing business with somebody or domestic or whatever situation it is, it's only take one time.
Right.
And you knew he banged your head like he was Ike Turner, and you know what type of guy. You think he ain't gonna do it again?
Man,
And
listen,
then you
bro. I'm gonna
did
be
in front
honest
of
with you,
Shorty.
twin.
Come on,
Let
man.
me tell you what I did. I had a man put his not I, but my mother had a man put his hands on her when I was 12 years old, and he was a grown ass man, and I seen him do it, and I rushed him when he got off my mother. I rushed him. I didn't have access to a gun or any of that type of stuff. Okay, I didn't have access to a gun. That grown ass man could have did me bad. But I was willing to take that risk at 12 years old. I was 11
Man,
or
there's
12.
knives and bottles around. There's always
But what
objects
I'm
around.
saying to you is this, bro. There's a lot of stuff going on with this young man being 15, having access to a gun and all that old shit to be able to take those actions. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot wrong with this situation. And this young man is in a situation that he didn't create. It's very much preventable. This was very much preventable in so many different kind of ways.
It's preventable, but if you got so much anger built up in you, why your action is just go. You just ain't responsible for your action at that time. If you constantly beat my head in, or I got something going on, I can't stop my reaction. Only thing I can do is suffer it later and answer it
Have
later.
you heard
But right
anything on
now,
this
nigga, you
story?
about to put some hot legs up in you.
Right. Well, let me ask you something.
You
And I'm
think
asking everybody, not just you, twin. Has anybody heard the intricacies of this story? Like, was the gun a registered gun for the mother, or was this a street gun?
they hear none of
Where
that?
did this kid get this gun from that shot
He
12? So it
probably,
sounds like it's a
he
9
probably look.
millimeter. It
Let me
sounds
tell
like
you
it's a
this.
9 because he shot 12 shots.
Let me tell you this. On my son, he shot 12 times.
Yeah, 12 shots.
Yeah. Let me tell you this. So most of these crazy people right now, stepdaddies or side piece, smoking with their stepson. Most of them.
Nah,
Hey,
I can't
anything?
say that most of them doing that, bro. I can't say
What you
most.
mean?
No. I think there's some
You think they?
there's a lot of responsible stepfathers out there that just I don't use the term stepfather. If you watch the show, they know why I don't use stepfather. But there's a lot of responsible dudes out here that take care of their kids that they had with a woman, and they take care of their new woman's kids. I can't say that all stepdaddies are back here banging out blunts and smoking, and drinking 40s and all that. I can't say that the majority of them doing that.
Most
I can't
most
say that.
most of them smoking. I don't care what you say. That's your opinion. I'm entitled to mine. Whatever
Yeah,
they
that's
doing
true.
it,
That's
and
true.
then they say, anything go down or whatever. You see some niggas around this spot. Hey, the pole right there underneath the couch. The pole right there in my jacket. Anything go
Who
down.
say that? Who say that?
Man, they put you
No,
on
no, no, no,
X,
no, 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 no.
man.
I'm asking you, who said that? The
The
stepfather or the
stepdaddy
mother?
or the side piece say anything go down when you in them streets heavy like that. Because most of the time, anything happen like this, the guy's in the street or he just a domestic
But
person.
this might
They
not
tell
be a
you anything
street
go down
dude.
or he know where they gun at. He ain't even got to tell them half of the time.
All right.
Oh, June put his gun underneath
You
my mama
creating a
match.
whole
He
nother
thought I ain't.
episode of BMF over here, bro. We don't know the circumstances. We don't even know if the dude is a street dude, the kid is we don't know none of that. All I'm saying to you is this little kid had access to a gun. It's obviously not his, okay, because you can't get a gun at 15 years old. So where did the gun
Why
come
come
from?
you can't, White?
Huh?
Why come you can't, White? You can't get a gun at 15.
No.
Why come you can't? You ain't gotta be registered or whatever. They sell guns on these streets like
Oh,
hotcakes.
okay. I
What are
forgot
you
who I was
talking
talking.
about?
Okay, my fault.
You
My
better
fault.
stop playing, man. We in a new generation.
My fault.
Man, you
My
get a
fault.
gun in 15.7 seconds. You better stop playing.
Touche. My fault. I forgot.
Man,
I'm
yeah,
talking
all right.
about a
You up there
15-year-old
playing,
can't
man.
go. Wait a minute, hold on. A 15-year-old can't go to a gun store and buy a gun.
Man,
They can't. They can't go to a pawn shop and buy a gun. All right.
you ever heard that scenario? Money talk, BS walk.
You got me
Man,
there.
come on, man.
You
We
got
living
me
in the new. I
there,
don't know what.
twin.
I
You got
forgot
me
y'all
there, brother.
15 years behind.
You got me there, brother. You right. What
You
else
said
you
what?
got? I say you got me there, brother.
I know
you're
you
right.
ain't me speaking and other people in there. I know what I'm talking about. 4,000. You making $4,000 a week, Wyatt. $120 a day, man. That hand itchy, man.
Yeah.
You losing out. You be like, man, why did I do this? It was fun, man. Back in the days doing that. 35 to 4,000 a week, and then you got to settle for 120. It's hard, man.
I hear you,
My
brother.
regrets and I be want to do it, but hey, I know it's consequences and everything behind the scenario, but I just got to keep on moving, pushing that clock, man.
Yeah. It's a hard lifestyle to
But I'm
exit,
telling
bro.
you, man, yeah, it is. But I'm telling you, that's how life is, though. Why? If you really look at it, man, they getting it heavy, man. These young boys, they don't have no filter, none of that. They getting it heavy off the street. They buying the young, really gotta be ready to go get no gun. They go up in anywhere on the streets to get it. That's what they selling it. Oh, we doing buybacks. Yeah, good luck with that. Ain't nobody about to turn their guns in right now, especially what's going on in society today. Hell no, they ain't about to turn their guns in.
Yeah.
So they got to protect them. And then these women, it depends on who they choose.
Yeah.
And they peers or who that young fella 15-year-old was around.
Yeah.
Or he trying to, got a name, make a name of himself or something like that.
Yeah.
A lot of back pain and hurt and suffering, and my daddy not being there, my mama mistreating me or whatever. It builds up, man, and it built up in that kid to shoot him 12 times. He had a lot of anger to build up. Why 12 times? Why?
I know.
It's not no one or two. It's things from the past that was hurting him and hunting him.
Well,
Now, I'm tired of him being my mom.
Right.
I'm tired of him doing that. You ain't my dad. Shut up, little nigga. I'm your daddy, whatever. No, you ain't my daddy. I got this. I remember you punched me in my eye when I was 5. That's a lot of anger built up, man. And people don't realize. I know he ain't to do it, but, it wasn't the devil. It was himself. And there was a lot that was built up and people don't realize. Do I fault him for that? No. I know it's hard out here, whatever, but no. You reap what you sow. You put your hands on somebody, ain't gonna be no fist fight. I'm gonna lay you down.
All
Tell
right,
the
twin.
Undertaker to come get that body.
All right.
Or whatever.
All right,
it ain't
twin.
like that.
All right, bro. I'm up to a commercial break.
What commercial? Campbell Soup or Kellogg?
Catalog. Whatever one. Now you hear the music playing, right? You hear it coming in. Twin, thanks for engaging with us today, bro. I appreciate it. I got other callers.
Be safe, man.
All right, man. You too. I kind of forgot. I ain't gonna lie. I zoned out. I'm sorry. I zoned out. I ain't gonna lie, man. Y'all ever had a conversation and be looking at somebody straight in the face? And this is on the phone, so you know how it's much easier to zone out. It's so much easier to zone out when you don't have to pretend that you watch, like listening. But you ever just looked at somebody, they just yeah. And you just looking them straight in the face and you thinking about some shit like, I wonder if I'm gonna fry the chicken or if I'm gonna bake it tonight. Am I gonna fry the chicken, bake it? Do I want potatoes? Do I want mashed potatoes, French fries? I don't know. And they pouring their heart out. And I'm like, think I'm gonna bake the chicken. And they still talking. All I'm saying to you is this young man has got a lot to deal with. He had issues at 15 years old watching his mother go through what she was going through. I promise you. And he had brothers and sisters, from my understanding. I don't know if it was brothers and sisters or brothers or just sisters. He had siblings. And now as a young man at 15 years old, you feel like you need to do something about this. I'm going to tell y'all, man, it don't take a lot of common sense to know that this young man shot 12 times because he was trying to end some shit. He was trying to end it. He was trying to do away with the problem because it was a consistent problem. Am I happy that this man was killed and all that stuff? No, I'm not. But this 15-year-old did something. This 15-year-old did something that his mother wouldn't do. Okay. And that was in that relationship. I mean, I know that sounds cold. It's probably not comfortable. But that 15-year-old did something that the mother wouldn't do. And that was exit that relationship. He ended that relationship. You should not have a 15-year-old making those type of decisions. I hate to say it that way, but it's the truth. Let me go back to the phone lines before we get out of here. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Hello, Mr. Wyatt. This is Cincinnati King CK.
Cincinnati King CK. That's what CK stand for?
Yes, sir.
I didn't know that. What's up with the voice, bro? You okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, okay. It sounded like you had laryngitis or something going on. Like, I didn't know. What's happening with you? What's on your mind?
I mean, you know how it is. I'm a professional voice guy calling. Hey. Gotta put on that non-threatening voice.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. So,
what's on your mind?
The guy that beat on my mama, he caught 5 to the mouth, 357.
Say that again. Say it again, bro.
The guy that beat on my mother, he caught 5 357 bullets to the mouth.
Yeah, I believe it.
But like you said, you got to work. Listen, sir, you got daughter, right? So how do you think Wyatt don't feel about me putting his hands on his daughter? It don't matter our relationship. It's a serious problem. At the moment I abuse your child, my life is in danger. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
See, he know it.
Yeah.
He's talking like a real father.
Yeah.
The moment I put my, like you said, we could argue, we could talk, name call, but once I start getting physical, oh, you must forgot she ain't had a daddy.
Well, see, I'm glad, bro. Great call. I'm going to tell you something. That's another problem is that this young lady, I don't know how old the mother was. Okay. Maybe something happened where her father passed away. Maybe she's estranged from her dad. Maybe she never had a father in her life, whatever. But that would probably be one of the reasons why somebody wouldn't put their hands on my daughter is they have to deal with me. And I would make that clear to any man that's going to date my daughter. I would definitely be looking out for certain things as a man when my daughter brings somebody around me. I would make it clear, you're going to have to deal with me if you're going to have putting your hands on my daughter or treating her crazy. You're going to have to deal with me, young man. And see, when women don't have fathers.
Let's be clear and let's go deeper. Let's be clear and go deeper. Like an ocean. One of them clean oceans. Are you ready?
I'm ready, brother.
This is the reason your daughter won't tell you about the abuse. This is what reason why some daughters don't. She's fearful to tell her father, Mr. Wyatt, about the abuse because the moment he knows, it's rage, immediate violence.
You're right. But let me just say something. If you're engaged in your daughter's life, if you know her makeup, you know how she is as an individual, if you know the persona of your kids, you know when something's not right in their life. Okay, now I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that, look, man, a lot of us, it don't even have to be our daughter. I could see a woman and a man together, and I can tell you if he's abusive to her. It don't take a rocket science to see how she handles herself around a dude. Men could see this nigga got her in check, or he this and this and that, or he beating her ass. We say that all the time. Some of y'all might not do that, but some of us know this woman ain't got no business with that dude. We can clearly see that he beating her ass. I mean, that's easy for us to see. I don't know. Maybe women can see it too, and they just don't say anything. But for a man, we can fall back. It's just how a woman will look at another man in passing, and you can tell how her man treat her. Am I lying on that, fellas? Is that true or false?
Sir.
You could tell if you walking down the street in the grocery store, and this girl is with her dude, and you look at both of them, you can tell what kind of relationship they got with him. Is he insecure? Because usually you can see an insecure man in the woman. and he'll, you know, you can see it. You can see the signs of how they deal with stuff.
And when you with your lady, you can tell if, okay, say y'all in an establishment, right? And a guy that she used to deal with or love comes in there and you know, y'all have a, you could tell if they've been together before. If you've been with your lady long enough, you can be like, oh, she ain't act, oh, you must mess with him before. That's an intuition too. You got them spidey senses too?
Yeah. Yeah. I think we all do, bro. I think
Yep.
a lot of people got more, they spider senses be turned all the way up sometime and they over exaggerate. But yeah, for the most part, you can generally tell what's going on with people just by their reactions and the body language and the senses. You do get that sense. But I can generally tell. There was this one girl that I had a crush on when I was a kid, and we got older, we grew up, and I seen her when I got back to Cincinnati, and she worked at a hair salon over in Clifton, and she was still, she turned out to be finer than I thought she was going to be. All right. And when I came home and I seen her, I was like, oh my God. And you know what? When I seen her and she seen me, it just so happens that, you know how when you're younger, you do goofy shit. Like you walk past the salon a couple times and see what's going on in. You don't really make no, you know, the little type of shit. You do little things like that.
Right.
All right. And then one time I was, you know, this happened. I walked past the salon looking in a couple times, and her boyfriend, her dude, pulled up at the salon to pick her up from work, probably in her car. And I could tell that he beats her ass. I could tell because of how she walked to the car and how suspicious she was and how she had to walk in a straight and narrow. I could just tell something was going on with her. A few weeks went by. I did it again. She didn't even see me that first time. This time I went up there, peeked in the salon and was walking by, happened to be in Clifton, walked past there, bro. The girl had bruises on her arm and had a black eye.
Oh my God.
And I said to myself, yeah, that's that dude beating her ass.
You got confirmation. You got confirmation of your suspicion.
Pretty much. Now your woman sitting in the damn hair salon and she's doing women's hair and she in there looking beat up like she been in a fight. And it's just, you know, it'd be very attractive girls. And I'm like, why are you with this dude? You beating your butt. Why are you dealing with that? You could be probably anybody you want to be with. And it's sad.
Some women like being in an abusive relationship.
I don't know anybody that likes to be in an abusive relationship.
Ike and Tina, huh? This is what they like.
I don't know
it's called toxic relationship.
I think you got it mixed up. You know, we're gonna go at it today, CK. I've been looking for a good debate, and you the guy to give it to me. But listen, bro, I don't believe that people want to be in toxic relationships. I believe that might be what they know. Okay. And that's why they can't really have a normal relationship. I think that when you get a woman who says, girl, he beat my ass because he loved me, that's just what she knows. You can't believe that as an individual. You've just been taught that. You believe it because that's what you've been in. But I don't think anybody wants to be in an abusive relationship. That just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Let me challenge rebuttal. Let me give you a rebuttal. Some of us grew up in abusive relationships, so that's kind of all we know.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So you think like, say you talking to a woman and you might say something she don't like, and she just kind of mugs you.
Okay.
There's only she's testing the waters at this point. Eventually, she starts putting her hands on you. She's trying to see when is he gonna hit me back. Damn. Then she gonna start calling you a punk. You a punk ass. I'll be slapping you in your face. You don't do shit. That means she's looking for the abuse. She's looking for you to whoop her ass.
Well,
how you gonna keep hitting me and I ain't hitting you back? But you saying, "Damn, you a bitch." Well, man, you just gonna let me? I'm a woman, and there you go, right there. There you go.
I think this is getting out of my professional realms. I'll be honest with you. I'm just thinking as a regular individual. I'm not a psychiatrist or anything like that. I just find it very hard to believe that a woman or a man wants to be in a relationship that's abusive. I think the abuse is a justification of some form of love that they think it takes for them to be around this individual. Like, if he don't beat my ass, then he don't love me. Does that even, like, you see how crazy that sounds? If he don't beat my ass, he don't love me. There's people that think that, but that's so much not love. Love don't beat your ass. That's a psychological. That's a person that is looking for a certain type of, response to, you know, I don't get it. I don't get it, but you know, there's a lot of things I don't get, but there's
But you need to remember this, sir. This is the key element they're not putting in your math equation. Love is pain, Mr. Wyatt.
but that's
Love
a different type
is
of pain. Love is an emotional thing. Okay. Love is all emotion. It's not a physical. All right. Sex is better when you love the person that you're having sex with. I'll be honest with you. I would never, this is what.
How would you know that? How would you know what you just said? Love is better with somebody you know. Sex is better than
because
somebody. How would you even know that if you married?
Bill, because first of all, I have sex with someone that I love. Second of all, I've had sex prior to me being married with some people, with a person I didn't love. And it's just not the same. It's like, I was going to use this example. I don't understand. And look, everybody has their own rocks that they settle and do what they do. Me personally, I've never been into the stripper thing because it's a fake. They fake like they like you for the dollar. And I sure in the hell has never paid a prostitute because number one, you can't get the same. I just don't think that you could get that same feeling from someone that don't really like you or love you. I think women that are submissive and that they love you, they love better and they have better sex. I'm just being honest. I'll say what I got to say, but a woman that's into you, bro, is definitely gonna love you she gonna put it on your ass a lot better than somebody that don't love you, don't like you.
I agree because like you said, when you at work, like you said, the love part it's an emotion. So like you said, you rushing home to get to her, you don't even want to stop at the lights because you love that one. And then she done told you what she cooked and about that good dessert, that secret dessert between y'all two she about to give up. You feel me? So that's the thing we love, like you said. But when it comes to being with abusers, you got to think some people are just, they just drama-fied. They just drama-fied. Like, it's like, okay, it's just what you're saying about that's like saying nobody wants to go to jail.
I would just ask my brothers to do this, bro. I'm sorry to cut you off, man, because we might get a whole different situation if we stop having sex with people we don't love. That's all I can say about that. Because if you start having sex with people that you love, shit might turn out better for you, the person that you're encountering with, and definitely the kids if you end up having kids. That's all I can say. Because look, I look at it like this, and I'm sorry to say this, brother, but I know some dudes that had kids with women they don't love, don't have no feelings for, just was on some hit shit. And then they end up having a baby. And to be honest with you, I'm not saying any names or anything because there's going to be some people that's going to take offense to this. But if you had a baby with a woman that you don't really have no feelings for or love or anything like that, I question how much you love your kid. And I probably could get canceled for saying that. But that's how me as a grown ass man feel. I feel like if you're not surrounded by love and you don't love this person, but you having children with them, I mean, I know that sounds vicious. It sounds cruel.
Facts.
But how much love could you have for someone when you had it with someone that you don't love? And I know ladies that might not.
You 100% right on that because the abortion factor comes in because of the love. Remember, if the lack of love, you'd be like, I don't even know you. We should need to have an abortion. You're not going to say that with the wife or your girl that you love because y'all have a bond. But if you don't even know it was just sex, that's when the abortion conversation comes in. So like you said, we're having babies with people we don't love.
I hear you.
That's why
I hear you. I'm not going to fight that. But I do know that people that love each other do have abortions as well. And that's only because maybe it's not the right time for a child. But I'm just saying sometimes things happen to people that are in love and it's not the right time. But for the most part, I agree with you when you say that there was abortions. All I'm saying to you is this. Men, I think, have a lot of problems with women when they have babies with them and they don't love the woman. All right. They didn't love them when they was having sex with them. They had no feelings for them other than just wanting the big butt and the smile. Or,
That's why I put that magnum on, that gold magnum. Hey,
yeah, that don't always work though. You hear the dude saying it.
Yeah, they do, man. Take this from a non-kid having magnum use. It works.
CK, I'm up against the clock, bro. I gotta go, man. But I appreciate you engaging, man. You brought a lot to the conversation.
Hey, man, keep up the good work. Talk about that domestic violence. It needs to stop in the American community. Much love to the family.
All right, brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Thanks for engaging with us, CK. Yeah, I just, man, look, I know it's not a favorable thing to say. I know it's not something that is positive. I know it's not something that a lot of people would actually say right here in broad daylight. But quite honestly, I got some buddies that had some babies with some women, and they never got along with the girl after they start hitting, and then she ended up getting pregnant, and they don't get along. They didn't get along when she was pregnant. And I'm trying to figure out how this shit gonna work where they gonna have a productive relationship with a child. And you can't tell me that it's healthy for a child to have a mother over there, a daddy over there, and the mama don't really rock with the father. That's got to be horrible. Like she don't got nothing good to say about this dude. I just say this, man, and I'm older. I'm older, and it's probably a lot easier for us old heads to say this shit. But man, I have to tell my daughters, you cannot have children with people that you don't love, because if they don't love you, chances are they're not gonna love they're not gonna love the child that you have with this individual. So make sure y'all love first before you start bringing other lives into this. And it's the same thing with what y'all want to call stepdaddies. I mean, I find it very hard for a woman to entrust her kids with a man, and now those are not her kids. I mean, not his kids. Like, of course, a man, if he into the mother, gonna be like, yeah, shit. No. He gonna blah, blah, blah. He gonna tell her everything she want to hear. Yeah, we gonna go to Kings Island, blah, blah, blah. Negro, do you take your other kids to Kings Island? What relationship do you have with your kids? Remember Baby Boy? Remember when Jody told when he did the rundown on Melvin? He was like, that's right, Melvin. Before Melvin was about to choke his ass out. He was like, yeah, I know. I went over and I talked to your baby mama, and they don't rock with you. Yeah, I know you be beating her ass, and your son said he don't rock with you and all that old shit. Man, it's easy to get that type of information on a man, on a dude. And I don't want you over here with my mama. You ain't gonna do that to my mama. I'm just saying. If a man is not taking care of his own seeds, ladies, and this is where the guy's I'm gonna get all this hate mail, I promise you. If a guy not taking care of his own seed, yours ain't got nothing coming. That's all fake. That's fraud. When he lose patience with you, them kids ain't gonna matter. Now, I shouldn't say it that way, because it ain't all in all situations, because there's some, y'all know how I am. I don't even say stepfather. I believe a man that'll take your child at the young ages and raise them as if it's his. That's a beautiful thing. But it ain't beautiful if he ain't taking care of his own kids. That's not beautiful. That you selfish and he's selfish. Y'all some selfish motherfuckers. And you making your kids selfish. If Melvin only taking care of you and your kids and he ain't doing nothing for his kids that he had, nah, that ain't bright. That ain't cool. Sorry. Nah, Melvin got to take care of his own seeds too, man. You can't just be over here doing whatever. Nah, ladies. That ain't cool. No man would say that was cool. All right, we can't condone that type of behavior. But ladies, look, when you bring these men into your life and you have children, I ain't telling you nothing you don't know, but these men, I'm telling y'all, they are bringing that energy to your children. That young man that was 15 years old, folks, shot 12 times. That's a crash out. That's a crash out. That young man was shooting until, and I can't, because it's a pending case, obviously, but shit, they know the information. They know what it is. The young man left. This is why he's being booked. Not only just for the murder, they're going to say that it was premeditated. You understand what I'm saying? They're going to call it a premeditated murder. And the reason why is because he had time to think about if he should be doing this. He went somewhere, walked it off, went and got a gun. It's not like at the pizza place in Chicago or hot dog stand. That's different. It's a whole different situation. That was more of a self-defense situation. They're going to hit this young man with a premeditated murder because he had time to think about it. He could have called the police. He could have called an uncle. He could have called somebody to help deal with this shit. But what he did is he took it in his own hands. He went and got a gun, and he walked back over to this man, and he pursued to 12 shots is an attempt. I already know where this is going. I don't wish it on the young man. I feel sorry more for the young man than anybody in this whole play, because that young man is 15 years old with a life that's now never going to be what it was before he did this. And it's not his fault. Not his fault one bit. You have to think about what you're pulling your children into. You can't tell me I never thought it would get to this if you can't tell me that. This young man has seen this behavior from this man multiple times. I guarantee you the court records will show that. The court records will show that he's been arrested for domestic violence multiple times against this woman. Ma'am, you have to say, my kids are involved. I don't want something to happen to them. It don't have to be he's going to kill them. You got a 15-year-old little dude that's capable of committing murder himself. Think about that. And that man that died may not have any intentions of ever putting his hands on the kids, but as a young man who had a single mother, as myself, you put your hands on my mama, you might as well, you would probably escape putting your hands on me before you put your hands on my mom. Like if you put your hands on me, we gonna fight. But if you put your hands on my mother and I feel her to be threatened, now I might go to the extremes of what that 15-year-old did. I might, it all depends. Now, when I was 12 and that situation happened where my mother's boyfriend put hands on her, I didn't have access to a gun. And I probably wouldn't have done that. I was okay because where we grew up, fighting was what we did. So I was okay throwing hands. And if I got my ass beat, I'll see you tomorrow and it'll be to be continued. I'll take another ass whooping tomorrow. But that was our way of dealing with shit. It's 2025. These kids are 15 years old and they'll Call of Duty your ass. If they have access to a weapon, a gun, they will get it. And you know what? What's crazy about that is this. That young man might not even own a gun. That young man, the mama might not own a gun. The stepfather, I know what Twin was saying, but the stepfather might not own a gun. But his friends do. I know some 15-year-olds that might not have a gun, but can go down to one of their friends' house today and say, let me get that. Let me get that. And the friends ain't going to talk them out of it. Friends are not going to talk them out of it. Because that's why they got the guns and shit. They want that smoke. The young man is 15 years old. I hope he grows up to be an attorney. I hope he grows up to be something successful and positive and does positive things in life. But it won't be because of the shit he's going through right now. Hopefully he'll springboard off of this. You know what? I'll be honest with you guys. We should probably get involved some kind of way because that 15-year-old should not be facing this type of stuff. That 15-year-old should not be facing what he's facing right now. We can't bond him out. He's in juvenile court and they're going to hold him till I think March the 7th. Someone help me out on that date. I think it's March the 7th. And it's hard for me to say that he didn't do anything wrong because he did. But he did something in his mind that was necessary. And it never should have got to that point. I feel sorry for him. The young man will never be the same. I hope that he go off and do great things in life, but he's got a lot to deal with. His life is just starting all over again now. He's at a whole new stage. And I know the mom, I know she has to be feeling a certain kind of way. I know she has to be feeling, look, she probably don't care that that dude is dead. I hate to say that. I don't want to put words in her mouth or nothing like that. But I'm just saying that's the least of things that she should be worried about. But we got to think frames ahead. There is a story out right now. I want to change it. I'm about to get up out of here, but I want to wet your taste buds on something. There is a story out there. This is why we have to be ahead of what's going on. And the reason being is because there's a story out there. I think it happened in Cleveland. Somebody will definitely tell me if I'm wrong. They'll correct me. They love doing that. Nothing wrong with it. But there's a story going on right now. Did you guys see the young man that was at the nightclub, outside of the club? And they got into a little altercation. The young man is kind of walking away. He's not even minding it anymore. He's kind of walking away, minding his own business. And a dude sneaks him, punches him in his face, jumps on him, blah, 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 start banging, bang, bang. Dude snuck him, didn't knock him out. That's probably what he was trying to do to end the fight. So the young brother get the fighting him back, hit him. He fall back and he hit his head and he dies in the hospital. Now the young man is facing murder. This is why I tell my children, go away. When you see these altercations, go somewhere else. You'll see it on the internet. I promise you. You don't want to be nowhere near people falling and hitting their heads on rocks and on the side of a car. And now you're accessory to murder and something like, you don't want to be part of that. I'm gonna show you this video and then I'm gonna piece everybody out till tomorrow. And maybe we'll talk about this tomorrow. But we got to start thinking ahead. But in this particular case, this young man should not be charged with murder. In my opinion, it's self-defense. I don't know what was said. I like to listen to video instead of watching it all the time. But listening to it, I don't know what could be said where this young man could get punched get stole from the side or the back. And then when he gets up to defend himself, he does something, punches the dude fall back, hit his head on a car or a rock, and he dies. And now you charging the dude for murder? Nah, that don't set well with me. Let me show you this video and then we'll discuss it some other time.
Worcester Parish man has lost his life following a fight on Shreveport City streets. NBC6 News has exclusively obtained video of what led up to that incident and who initiated the confrontation. Good evening and thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Dan Jovic. Shreveport police say their investigation into an assault outside of a nightclub is now a homicide investigation. It is our top story tonight. The surveillance video obtained exclusively by NBC6 News shows what unfolded on a public sidewalk on Sunday, January 26th, just after 5:30 in the morning. The video shows 25-year-old Trevor Moses apparently getting into an argument with several women. 43-year-old Christopher Temple, who is wearing the white baseball hat, steps in and directs the women away from that argument. The group then walks on North Spring Street towards Travis Street. That's when the video shows Christopher Temple punching Trevor Moses as Moses is talking to another man. According to police, the men continued to fight for several minutes until Moses hit Temple in the face and Temple hit his head on the concrete on Commerce Street. He was taken to the hospital, underwent surgery, and was sent to Carpenter's House Hospice, where he died on February 15th. Moses has been arrested for second-degree battery. Police are working with the district attorney's office to see if more charges will be filed.
Now, the bigger question for me is this. Why is a 43-year-old man outside of them type of nightclubs like that with them young dudes? Y'all feel me? Like, why is a 43-year-old man out there? Maybe that's the dude's daddy. Maybe that's one of the girls out there, father, or some old shit. But this is a young dude that just got charged with the murder. He can't be no more than 20, 21, something like that. I think he was 19, I think they said. And this was in Shreveport, matter of fact. Why is this man out here with 20-year-olds and you 40, 43? What are you doing out there? Now, y'all know how it is in Memphis. Y'all know how it is in Nashville. How they had these nightclubs that are long. I guess Clifton was probably like this some time ago. Like, you know, I don't know, Cincinnati, I don't think we've ever had a strip of clubs, you know, like Nashville does. Shreveport has it. And y'all know I go to Shreveport. And I'm trying to figure out, why is this man hanging out at one of those 18, you know, like a 21 and under type of club, or 20 and under, whatever. Why are you out here with all these young folks? And you 43. And you sneaker dude. That young man was walking away. He'll beat that case. And the reason why he'll beat that case, because it was common. It was he was protecting himself. He didn't use a weapon. The dude snuck him. He turned around to get up, and, you know, he hit him multiple times. He hit him multiple times, couldn't put the young boy down. Young boy got up and probably hit him with a three-piece. And the dude fell down, hit his head on a rock. They said on the cement, and he died. That's not murder. That's not murder. It would have been murder if the man who hit the young boy first took that shot to the side of the head like that, fell down and hit his head, and the young man would have died. That would have been murder. But the self-defense, nah, he'll definitely beat that case, and I hope that we hear more about it. I hope we hear more about it. So that being said, folks, that's my time. Peace and love to everybody, man. I appreciate everyone that's here today. We'll catch up tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be here tomorrow and we'll catch up. And I really appreciate you guys. I came back to life. Peace and love to everybody, man. See you guys tomorrow, 1 o'clock, same place, same time. I'll holler.
Rolling, 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 rolling. Rolling on. Big dog, give it up for the big dog. We about to take it out of here. I'm getting ready for the lift off. I see it like I got thighs in. Dog, I'm really touching my dreams. Nigga, I can really feel goals. I'm getting ready for the kick off. King about to go and explode. I've been ready from the get-go. I doodled on an Amazon truck. Yeah, you know I got a shitload. A Steve's falling off a young nigga. Get your ass up and swag harder. I balled in, I overtold shit. A nigga could have been Chad Boy, but fuck bad bitches who don't know shit. Or smart bitches with their head napping. This a catch 22, dog. Bitch, I could have worked for Craig Daddy. Funk it out, put the groove on it. Keem slicker than some lube on him. I'm in the booth with a U-Haul, cause bitch, I gotta get a move on it. I'm still shooting through the roof too. The flow is gonna be the proof too. Why you gotta go so hard? Nigga, I just ate the blue chew. I heard the game, ooh, ooh, ooh. I wiggle on them like a loose tooth. Dog, I just told the tuxedo that we can do whatever suits you. And I'm still gon' roll even when the lights dim. And them niggas, they don't really like him, cause the bitches that they with hype him. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. I'm bubbling like when the Sprite fizz. And I know you niggas wanna fight him. Razor blade, give your throat a light trim. Ran on it, took the business and I stand on it. A woman going through a gender change, bitch, I'm about to be the man on them. The flow water and it made me fluid. I got hoes going crazy to it. I don't even got fans no more. A young nigga got AC units, tell me how they gon' stop King. I scrape the pan till the pot clean. And every time a nigga slide, bitch, I'm doing more numbers than a lock screen. Lord knows I'm a bad movement, shitting on them when I do the thing. And it's a pity I'm the raining kind. A nigga could've been Pootie Tang. Off the rip like Velcro, tell him falling off is a hell no. You niggas really got me bent, and I ain't never been to elbow. I'm on the wave like a sailboat. Got more stripes than some jail clothes. Made a lot of niggas kick the bucket. I don't never ask them what they looking pale for. Cause it's me, nigga. I'm rolling. I'm rolling. I'm rolling. Velcro. Velcro. A nigga could've been Pootie Tang. Off the rip like Velcro. Tell him falling off is a hell no. You niggas really got me bent, and I ain't never been to elbow. I'm on the wave like a sailboat. Got more stripes than some jail clothes. Made a lot of niggas kick the bucket. I don't never ask them what they looking pale for. Cause it's me, nigga. I'm rolling. I'm rolling. I'm rolling. Velcro.